friends, I'm back again today to read you another story. This one is titled Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Type. It's written by Doreen Cronin and the pictures are by Betsy Lewin. So Doreen Cronin wrote the words and Betsy Lewin drew the pictures. So let's look at the cover of our book. What do we see here? We see some cows, looks like a goose, a chicken. What do we think might happen in this book? Click, clack, moo, cows that type. Well, let's read and find out. Here's our title page. It says Click, clack, moo, cows that type. And it's got a picture of something that's called a typewriter. Before we had keyboards and computers and iPads, they used a thing called a typewriter that just had the alphabet on it, and they would push the buttons and it would type those words right onto paper for them. Farmer Brown has a problem. His cows like to type. All day long he hears click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. Look at his face. Does he look like he enjoys hearing his cows typing all day long? Or does he maybe look a little upset about it? At first, he couldn't believe his ears. Cows that type? Impossible. Click, clack, moo. Click, clack, moo. Clickety, clack, moo. Then, he couldn't believe his eyes. Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night. We'd like some electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. So those cows have typed up a message for Farmer Brown. No milk today? Cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard the cows busy at work. Click, clack, moo. Click, clack, moo. Clickety, clack, moo. What do you think their letter's going to say next? The next day, he got another note. Dear Farmer Brown, the hens are cold too. They'd like electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. So look, there's Farmer Brown. He's sitting there reading that letter. And all the chickens and the cows are looking on as he reads it. The cows were growing impatient with the farmer. They left a new note on the barn door. Closed. No milk, no eggs. No eggs? Cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard them. Click, clack, moo. Click, clack, moo. Clickety, clack, moo. Cows that type? Hens on strike? Who ever heard of such a thing? How can I run a farm with no milk and no eggs? Farmer Brown was furious, which means he was angry, very upset. Farmer Brown got out his own typewriter. Dear cows and hens, there will be no electric blankets. You are cows and hens. I demand milk and eggs. Sincerely, Farmer Brown. So Farmer Brown is writing a letter back to them. Duck was a neutral party, so he brought the ultimatum to the cows. So there's Duck walking up the road. He's delivering the letter that Farmer Brown wrote to the cows and the hens and the chickens. The cows held an emergency meeting. All the animals gathered around the barn to snoop, but none of them could understand moo. All night long, Farmer Brown waited for an answer. Duck knocked on the door early the next morning. He handed Farmer Brown a note, and it read, Dear Farmer Brown, we will exchange our typewriter for electric blankets. Leave them outside the barn door, and we will send Duck over with the typewriter. Sincerely, the cows. Farmer Brown decided this was a good deal. He left the blankets next to the barn door and waited for Duck to come with the typewriter. The next morning he got a note. Dear Farmer Brown, the pond is quite boring. We'd like a diving board. Sincerely, the ducks. Click, clack, quack. Click, clack, quack. Clickety, clack, quack. So now the ducks are writing letters to Farmer Brown. Did Farmer Brown give them a diving board? It looks like he did, so they would stop writing him letters like the cows did. I really hope you enjoyed reading this book with me, friends. Bye!